Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or for more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
I'm Kay Thatcher, and happy to engage with the Farm Bureau Lead Group this morning, talk a little bit about Farm Bill implementation. Things are going well, but we have had a couple of delays in implementation. Very pleased that the Secretary did give us some more flexibility as far as base acre updates and yield updates past that February 28th deadline. But I think it would be wrong of farmers to assume just because we had one extension in the end of February that we'll get another one at the end of March for determining between ARC and PLC. It may happen. It may be that we have a register where if you've been in and signed your name, you can go back, but that extension might not happen either. And I know that it's been difficult because ag economists across the country are saying to folks, wait till the last day. You'll know more about the prices then. And that probably is good advice, but if everybody waits till the last day, we're going to have a heck of a time getting it done. So what we've been encouraging folks to do is, if you're 85 or 90% sure that you know what you want to do, go sign up now. You still have the option to go back and change your mind. But if you don't change your mind, you're going to be able to be out there and starting field work and getting going instead of sitting at the FSA office trying to do your sign up. Certainly we have a lot of concern about the new dietary guidelines that the scientific committee put out within the last couple of weeks. They didn't really stick to the science. I think you can read it to say trying to move away from beef consumption. That's a real concern to us. It will have a big impact if indeed the Secretary of Agriculture and the Secretary of Health and Human Services would decide to move forward with those issues. We don't think they will. Secretary Vilsack has been pretty upfront about saying that he will stick to the sound science. What the Dietary Advisory Committee tried to do is go beyond what's really sound science and talk about what's good for the environment and how can we have these dietary guidelines add to sustainability. That's just really not what it's about. So we will spend a lot of time in this industry trying to make sure that the Secretary does what he says he'll do and he indeed keeps to the science. We think moving away from a very balanced diet is the wrong way to go. The first ripple effect is likely to be the federal government programs. You look at school lunch, school breakfast, women, infant, and children, the food stamp programs, and then indeed all of the food that's purchased by the Department of Defense for their bases here in the country and around the world. Those will be the first people that will try to comply, but obviously then you're going to have others where if indeed a bad guideline is accepted, they'll try to come in on it. Whether you look at the Walmarts, the large grocery stores, they will have to take that into account because they'll start having consumers say, well, why aren't we following these guidelines more? So this is a really big issue. It's somewhat detailed and hard to understand, but it's something that we definitely have to keep in the front of the Secretary of HHS and Secretary Vilsack's mind. It's probably a little bit early yet to get engaged other than, reminding your members of Congress how concerned you are. We've had letters from much of the Kansas delegation that's already gone to Secretary Vilsack trying to talk about how important the beef industry is to the state of Kansas. And but I think it's going to, we'll be engaged on a very technical level for a while. If those guidelines come out in something less than an acceptable form, you can be sure that we'll engage farmers and ranchers around the country.
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture, represents grassroots agriculture. The state's largest and most powerful farm organization stands up for its members through leadership development, agriculture education, legal defense, environmental advocacy, farm safety, and risk management. Members also enjoy money-saving benefits. To join our organization today or to learn more, go to www.kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.